Hi, I'm Will Royal, CEO and founder of PromoTix, and I'm here with Sebastian Scholes, our COO. And today we're going to give you a full tour of the PromoTix platform from start to finish. And we're going to start first by how to create an event. Sebastian, take it away.
Yeah, let's do it. So what you're looking here, this is the dashboard of PromoTix. So as soon as you sign up for an account and log in, this is the screen that you'll be taken to. And here you can see all of the events you've created, manage and view all of your upcoming and past events. And if I click into an event here, I'll show you all of the steps to set up an event on PromoTix. It's really only 4 steps, so it's super quick and easy to set up an event. And you can see those steps on the left over here underneath event settings. So I'll just go through each of these one by one. So on the details step, this is where you're adding in all of the basic details for your event. So your event title, your event description. You have a few additional options here. You can tag any additional organizers, people hosting the event with you. Tag any performers or artists or guest speakers. Keyword search terms just to help the visibility for your event. Of course, you can upload images. You can add as many images as you want. You can also embed a YouTube or a Vimeo video on your event page. It's a little hidden. If you click on these 3 dots, there's an option to insert media. So that's how you can embed a video as well. And last but not least, you need to select the event type. So we support in-person events, streaming events, either streaming through PromoTix or using a third-party service like Zoom or YouTube or Facebook. And then we have a hybrid option. So you can create an event that's in-person and streaming, and you can sell in-person and live stream tickets in the same checkout. So that's everything that's happening on the details. Moving on to the where and when. So this is where you add in your venue address, select the time zone for the event. And also at the bottom here, this is where you add all of the dates and times. For this event specifically, I set this up as a recurring event. So this option is great for movie viewings, circus shows, museum tours, any kind of event where it's the same event happening at different times throughout the day across different days. So for this option, attendees have to select from a calendar which date and time they want to attend before purchasing tickets.
One question on this. So if you were doing like a festival, though, that's multiple days, you wouldn't use this option if the ticket gets them in for all the days, right? That's still a single event, even though there's multiple days.
That's right. Yeah, this doesn't mean single day. This just means that the event is happening one time. It's not like a museum tour where it's the same event happening potentially dozens of times over the course of a day and multiple days. So for most people, the single event option would be the way to go. For like a music festival, that would be what you would choose. For those other types of events that I mentioned, the recurring event option would be the route to go. So moving on to the ticket type step here. So this is where you build out all of your different ticket options, any add-ons as well. So things like parking passes, merchandise, things like that. But you can see here on this event, we built out a VIP option, and this is actually using our reserved seating feature. So with this, you can create rows and seat numbers, and your attendees actually pick the specific seats that they want to purchase during the checkout process. So we built out that. We also have a standard general admission ticket type set at 500 inventory for $20 a piece. So that would be a more traditional, typical ticket type. And I didn't build out any add-ons here, but I mentioned merchandise would be a good option for creating an add-on. And I'll just create that really quick right here. And you can create different variations of add-ons as well, which is really handy for things like t-shirts where you can put in the sizes.
And I see there that you can upload images for each variation too, right? So like if they were red, white, blue, something like that, you could have different images of the variations of the product.
Exactly. Yep. So you can upload a unique image for each variation if you want to. for your add-ons. And it's also worth mentioning, this is getting into the options menu right here, but you also have the ability of uploading a parent image for your add-ons, and then also all of your other ticket types and reserve seating options as well.
Sweet. And just looking at this, these options here, it looks like there's a lot. I mean, password protected, making a ticket private, scheduling. Can you maybe tell us a little bit about these things?
Yeah, absolutely. And we have a little help text here, so if you forget or need a reminder for what all of these settings do, you can just hover your mouse there. But just to talk about a couple of these, the password required option. So this is great for events that want to offer an exclusive pre-sale. So for that, you can create a ticket type, usually at a discounted price, and set a password. I'll just call it pre-sale. And then you would launch your event. And then in order for attendees to buy tickets, they would have to enter in that password. So you would share that with the people you want to be able to join that pre-sale. And then using the password, they can access those discounted tickets. And then the private option. So if a ticket type or add-on is set to private, that means that attendees cannot access those tickets online, but you as the event organizer and your team can still sell those tickets using the point of sale system in your PromoTix account. You can issue them to guests, so you still have the ability to issue those tickets as you wish. And then of course, descriptions, images, like I mentioned. If you want to limit the number of tickets that can be purchased on a single order, you have minimum and maximum values right there. So a lot of different options that you can play with in here.
I think the scheduling tool on the right is probably my favorite. I mean, that allows you to really tier out the pricing on the tickets and schedule on sales, right? I mean, it kind of automates things, so I don't have to be on top of my pricing all the time.
Absolutely. Even if you're not doing tiered pricing, you can still set exactly when you want your tickets to go on sale, exactly when you want them to go off sale. For tiered pricing, like you mentioned, Will, like early birds, standard price points, and then last chance or right before your event if the price goes up. So you can set that up really easy in here. You create your different ticket types for the different price points, and then you can, using this option here, you can daisy chain ticket types together. So you can have the standard price immediately automatically go on sale as soon as the early birds go off sale or sell out. And then you can daisy chain your last chance price point to automatically go on sale as soon as the previous pricing tier goes off sale or sells out. So you can set that up in here all in advance, and then the system takes care of the price management automatically for you over time.
That's really cool. I'm going to be doing a video at some point on this channel in regards to, tiered pricing and how to really drive earlier ticket sales with a strategy around that feature specifically. That's one of my favorites here in the settings. What about like when a venue has a max capacity and we've got multiple different ticket types and we want to make sure we don't oversell a venue? How do we do that in the system?
Right. So especially if we're talking about venues, it's common to have a venue with the max capacity, let's just say 500 tickets can be sold. And oftentimes they want to sell tickets with different variations. So like an adult ticket for one price, a child ticket for another price, senior tickets, so on and so forth. And oftentimes they don't care how many of each ticket they sell. They just want to make sure that the total capacity of the venue, 500 tickets in this example, is not exceeded, right? So for that, you can use our shared inventory feature. So here you can create a shared inventory, set the title to whatever you want it to be, select 2 or more ticket types, and then set a max capacity across all of those. And what will happen is once the total sales of all of those combined tickets reach a certain number, the system will automatically set all of those tickets as sold out. So that way you don't exceed the total capacity for the venue. All right, so that's it for ticket types. Moving on to the payment step. So here you can toggle on the ability for your customers to request refunds using their PromoTix accounts. You can set your refund policy, any terms and conditions that you want your attendees to view and agree to before they place their orders. And then you have some controls over how the orders calculate. So for example, if you know that you need to collect a certain percentage of every order as tax, you can turn on that setting, and then PromoTix will calculate the tax added on top of the orders. Pass on PromoTix service fees to ticket buyers. So by default, that's on. So your attendees are paying the PromoTix service fees, not you. But of course, you have the ability to cover those fees if you want to. And this feature right here, this allows you to add your own percentage on top of your ticket prices. For example, you could add a 5% or a 10% fee on top of your ticket prices, and those funds go to you. So this is a way to increase revenues, also cover payment processing if you have fees with the venue that you're working with, if you need to pay a certain percentage per ticket. This is a way that you can make sure that all of that is covered.
You know, what I like most about that is that it's like being able to build in your own rebate, right? And we're hiding that, I think, in our service fee. So the customer doesn't know that you're, profiting more, I guess, from that added service fee. It's just kind of built into the ticket service fee. And you'll end up, if you've got a $20 ticket, with, $20 plus whatever that added service fee is, right? So you can actually get more than the face value of the ticket when selling on PromoTix.
That's exactly right. You're bundling your own fee in with ours. So customers just see one line item during checkout that says service fees. They're unaware that a portion of that is actually going back to you, the event organizer. A couple of additional settings on this screen: support email address for ticket buyers. So if anyone has any questions, they can reach out to you. And then this is where you connect your payment processor. So we support PayPal. We also support Stripe and PromoTix Processing Pro for our customers in the United States. Enterprise level customers have the ability to lower their payment processing fees a little bit with that option. So 3 different options there. Connecting them is extremely easy. For PayPal and Stripe, you just click on the button. It will prompt you to log into your account. And as soon as you do that, you will be redirected back here, and then it will be connected, and then you're all set and ready to start processing payments.
Yeah, I see some of the alternate payment methods there on the screen, for Stripe, Google, Apple Pay, and Klarna. Can you tell us a little bit about maybe the alternate payment methods available with PayPal?
So if you connect a PayPal account, you'll have a card pop up just like you're seeing with Stripe, but it will be for PayPal. And the PayPal additional payment methods are obviously the PayPal standard checkout. For customers in the United States, there's a Venmo option. PayPal Pay Later, which is similar to Klarna for Stripe. It's a credit-based financing option, which is great for tickets that are, on the higher price side of things. And then you also have Apple Pay and Google Pay with PayPal as well. There's no additional setup required for those. They're automatically included in the integration. So you check the boxes, and then you can immediately start accepting payments through all of those different options.
So as soon as I log in with my PayPal account, for example, Venmo, PayPal Pay Later, Apple Pay, Google Pay, all these become options for my customers to accept payments.
That's right. You just check the boxes, click save, and then there's nothing more that you need to do.
Sweet.
All right, and then the advanced tab. So most of these options you probably won't need to adjust. I'll just go through a couple of the more popular ones. So this one here, customize registration. If you click the yes radio button here, you can see this loads up a table. So by default, we collect name, email address, and phone number from the buyer only. There are a lot of additional fields here that you can toggle on, and you have complete flexibility if you just want to collect information from the buyer, or if you turn on these toggles over here, you can require that for every ticket on the order, if someone is purchasing multiple tickets, you can require that they fill out the information for each ticket on the order. So lots of flexibility and control there.
That's a great way to build your database with more names, emails, phone numbers, things like that. If people are purchasing more than one ticket on an order.
Exactly right. And you can make those fields optional or required. So you can ask for a lot of information, but keep it optional, whatever, works best for your event.
Just to keep the checkout flow fast, right?
Exactly. So that's the customized registration. And then the other one highlight on this screen is the embed checkout on your website. So when you publish your event, we always generate a landing page on PromoTix that you can immediately start sharing with your audience, and that allows people to buy tickets that way. Using this feature, you can take this embed code that's automatically generated here, and you can add that to your website. And what that will do is that will take the PromoTix checkout process and embed it in a little widget on your website. So instead of having to redirect customers using a button or a link, you can just have them right on your website, use that widget to place their order.
So it's a white label checkout process, basically. Like they stay on your website, your brand, it's your header, your footer. They can check out, and even when they're done with checkout, they can still then explore the rest of the event information without ever leaving your site.
So moving on to the Analytics tab. So here we support integrations if you use Google Analytics or Metapixels, AdRoll, Snapchat. You can just take your pixels, save them to your event here, and then we'll make sure that all of your conversions are tracked properly. Then on the email tab, this is where you can customize the confirmation email text. So every time someone purchases a ticket, they receive an email, and you can add a personal thank you or any special instructions just by customizing the text in this box right here.
One really cool feature with that email too, I know about, is that it goes out when they buy the ticket, but then we automatically send it out again right before the event. Isn't that right? Just to make sure people have their tickets?
That's right. So 24 hours before the event starts, all of the confirmation emails that were sent out previously get resent automatically. So that just helps people not have to dig in their email to try to find their tickets again. We send them out again shortly
Yeah, I'm
before
sure
the
it
event.
cuts down on so much customer service for the event organizer right before the event. People can't find their tickets, they're requesting them to be resent again, and that just helps, immensely when you're at the final hour right before the event. You definitely don't want to be spending time resending people tickets.
Right. When you're trying to focus on pulling your event off, you don't want to be worrying about customer service. So you don't need to worry about that. All the emails get resent 24 hours prior, and that does help a lot.
And your team, right? The customer service team takes care of a lot of that stuff anyways. If a contact, comes into PromoTix rather than reaching out to the event organizer themselves, you guys just take care of it, right? I mean, you don't even let the event organizer know, but you're taking care of problems behind the scenes.
We do. Yep. People call our support line, they email us, they use the chat bot right on their website. If anyone has an issue where they can't find their tickets or they misspelled their email address, those are the two really common ones. Our team can take care of that without the event organizer even knowing. But we also make it really easy for the event organizer to do that themselves. So if they do get someone reaching out to them, they can go into their PromoTix account and take care of that within 30 seconds to a minute.
I'm sure we'll check that out in just a second.
So the last tab here is the event page tab. Here you can customize the URL for the PromoTix landing page. You can also download a QR code, which links directly to that PromoTix landing page. So this is great if you're printing out physical flyers or posters. You can include this QR code on there, which will help people buy tickets. And it's also great for digital flyers and graphics and whatnot as well, just to try to give as many options for people to get to the place where they need to be to purchase tickets. And that's it. So those are all of the steps to creating an event on PromoTix. Once you have an event created, I highly suggest using this clone event button, because what this does is it takes all of the settings from your event and it copies them over to a new event. So the process is already very quick to set one of these up, but this feature makes that process a lot quicker for the subsequent events that you need to create.
Awesome. Well, thanks for touring us through like how to set up an event. Looks pretty simple. Let's take a look at how to invite your staff because, I don't want to do all of it myself when I'm running a big events company, right?
That's right. So in your PromoTix account, if you click on the drop down in the top right, there is an option for My Team. So here you can invite team members to help work on your events with you. So this is great for ticketing managers, marketing managers, check-in staff using the mobile app, people that you want to have some level of access, but not the ability to see and control everything that's happening in your account. So on this screen, you can click on Add Team Members, and you simply put in their email address, select a role permission. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different roles that you can select from. And then you can select your, any of your drafts, live, or past events. So you just check the boxes. And then we also have an option to automatically add new events. So if that's checked, anytime you create a new event in your account, the staff member will automatically be given access to it. So next up, we have the Orders tab. So once your event is published, anytime someone places an order, you can keep track of all of the orders on this tab here. And you also have some actions for each order. So you can resend confirmation email to attendees if they lost them and you need to resend the tickets. It's super easy to do that. You can also edit customer details. So if someone misspelled their email address or simply wants the information updated for whatever reason, you can do that really quickly and easily using that feature. We also have the ability to make transfers. So if you want to transfer individual items from an order off of the order and send them to someone else, then you can use that feature. What happens there is the original QR code is canceled, and then a new QR code is generated and issued to the new registered owner.
That way the old person can't just show up and use the old ticket, right? I mean, it literally invalidates the old ticket when it transfers the new ticket, basically generating a new one for the transferee.
That's exactly right. Yeah, it's a more safe and secure way as opposed to simply taking that QR code and emailing it to somebody else, which allows someone to show up and try to use that ticket too.
Yeah, that's a big problem when tickets are resold online, right? Like people resell a ticket online, they send them a copy of the PDF, and then they'll show up to the event before the person, they'll get in line really early and show up before the person that they sold it to. And so when transferring a ticket through PromoTix, telling your attendees that's the safest way to do it because the old ticket is invalidated at that point. And so it eliminates that possibility of fraud.
That's right. Or selling the same PDF to multiple people. Right. So for all of those reasons, using the transfer feature is the safest way to go about that because, like you said, it eliminates that potential for fraud.
And attendees can do that right from the back of their account if the event organizer has the ability for them to transfer tickets as a setting turned on for that ticket type, right?
That's right. It's controlled on the ticket type level. And actually, that's the more common way that the feature is used is on the attendee side. So attendees can sign up for their own PromoTix accounts, and one of the more popular features in there is the ability to transfer. So we have the same feature here for the event organizer to use, but it's more commonly used by the attendees themselves without the event organizer ever knowing about it.
Again, cutting down on the customer service required from the organizer.
You also have a few additional actions here, the ability to edit an order. So for recurring events with multiple dates and times, there's an additional option which allows the event organizer to change the occurrence or the date and time that the order was placed under. So if someone purchased a ticket for the wrong date and time or simply just wants it moved to a different day, then the event organizer has the ability to change that here. And then for all types of events, the event organizer can swap items out of the order as long as they're the same price. So if someone purchased the wrong ticket for whatever reason, the event organizer can swap it out here. And then there's also the ability to issue refunds. So regardless of which payment processor is being used, You can always go in here and issue a refund on an order. You can issue full refunds. You can issue partial refunds. These checkboxes allow you to invalidate tickets on the order. So usually if you're refunding them, you would want to cancel the ticket QR codes. And then you have complete control to refund as much or as little as you want to. And the final action here in this list is the ability to print a receipt. So we support Epson printers that you can connect here, and that way you can print a receipt for any order on your event. Here I have an Epson printer connected via USB cable, and the laptop I'm using is a Windows 11 PC. For most orders that have been processed on the event, you can click on the Actions button, and then there is an action called Print Receipt. So click that, and that's going to load up the print job for the computer. And here you can adjust some settings, and then once you are ready, click on Print. And there you go. So you can see that not only the receipt information is on here, but also the ticket QR codes for the order as well. So that is how to print a receipt for an existing order. But also using the point of sale system, if you place a new order, on the success screen that loads, there is a button titled Print Receipt. And if you click on that, then you can immediately print a receipt for the order that you just processed. And that's it. So you have the Sell Tickets tab for every event published on PromoTix. So this is your private point of sale system. However, the preferred method of using the point of sale system would be using our PromoTix Organizer mobile app. To sell tickets using the box office point of sale system, you'll need to download the PromoTix Organizer mobile app from the App Store. And once you've downloaded the app and logged in, you'll want to tap on the box office button in the lower right-hand corner of the screen. This is going to show you all of your upcoming published single events as well as recurring events. In the case of recurring events, you'll need to select a specific occurrence on the calendar. And then on this screen, this is your box office point of sale system. It's going to show you all of your on-sale ticket types and add-ons, including tickets and add-ons that you've set to private. So simply select however many tickets you would like to add to the cart. On the following screen, you have the option of inputting customers' information. All of these fields are optional. If your customer does want to receive a receipt, then you'll need to enter in their email address in the email field. On the following screen, this is where you collect the payment. If you need to process a debit or a credit card, simply enter in the card details into the field. If you would also like to use a Bluetooth credit card swiper that is supported by PromoTix, you can tap on the Read Card button to the right of the credit card and cash options, and that's going to connect to your credit card swiper via Bluetooth. If you would like to input a cash sale, simply select the cash option. You can enter in the cash received, and the system will automatically calculate the change due. Scroll down to the bottom of the screen to see the order summary section, which is going to show how much you're charging the customer. And then once you're ready, simply tap on the Process Order button. Once the order is processed, you're going to see a pop-up message that asks if you would like to check these tickets in. If the customer is going to immediately enter your event, then select the Yes option. This is going to automatically check in all of the items that you sold in the system. If the customer is going to check into the event at a later point, then it's important to select No. That's going to keep all of the items that you sold checked out of the system so that the customer can show up later to the event and then have their tickets checked in. So all published events on PromoTix have access to the check-in tab. So here you can view all of the tickets and add-ons that have been issued on the event, and you have the ability to manually check in or check out items, but the preferred method for this is using our PromoTix Organizer mobile app, since it also has the ability to scan QR codes.
So to scan and check in tickets, you are going to want to download and log into the PromoTix Organizer mobile app. Once logged in, you're going to want to tap on the box office button in the lower right-hand corner of the screen. That is going to show you all of your upcoming published single events, as well as recurring events. So tap on the event you would like to check in tickets for. In the case of recurring events, you'll need to select a specific occurrence from the calendar. You'll notice at the bottom of the screen there are two tabs, Sell Tickets and Check-in. So you are going to want to tap on the Check-in tab at the bottom of the screen. So this screen is going to show you all of the tickets that have been issued for the event. You can also use the search bar if you need to search for a specific group of tickets. And if you need to check in any attendees manually, then you can use the Check-in button to the right of each ticket. And then if you need to check out any tickets, you can tap on the Checked In tab and then use the Check Out button to manually check out tickets. To use the ticket scanning feature, tap on the Scan button in the lower right-hand corner of the screen. That is going to open up the camera built into your device, and then simply point the camera at a PromoTix ticket QR code. When a ticket is checked in successfully, you'll see that green banner message. And then if you attempt to scan a ticket which has already been checked in, you'll see a big red X, and we also show you the date as well as the time that that ticket was previously checked in.
So everybody wants to come to the event for free, right? Friends, family, sponsors. There's a lot of times where you need to let someone in and you're not going to sell them a ticket. Show us how to add guests to an event.
Yep. So in your event on PromoTix, you have access to the guest list tab once the event is published. So you can click on that. And here you can create as many different guest lists as you want to stay organized. So I've set up one here for staff, friends, and family. You could create another guest list for contest winners, vendor guest lists, sponsors, however many you would like to set up in here. And you can create new guest lists by using the Add Guest button in the top right of the screen. So once you have your list set up, then you can click on the actions here, click on Add Guest, and then for every guest, the system just needs to know where to deliver the tickets. So we require name, and then email address. You can also add additional information if you want to for your own record-keeping purposes, but that's all that's required on this step. And then you just need to select which tickets you would like to issue to the guest for free. So we'll select 2 general admission tickets here, and then there is a screen to review. Just double check all of the details. You can also adjust the ticket delivery option. So as mentioned before, these are free tickets. The system isn't processing any payments. And you can decide whether you want those tickets generated immediately and delivered to the guest in their confirmation email so they have access to them immediately. Or you can select the will call option, which means that the guest will be notified of the tickets that they received, but they won't actually have the QR codes. So they'll have to show up and show their ID or some other form of identification for you, the event organizer, to check their tickets in manually.
That's really good to prevent people from getting a guest ticket, like a contest winner or something, and then turning around and selling it to someone else, right? Like we want to make sure the contest winner gets in for free because they won, but at the same time, we don't want to like lower our sales by allowing them to resell the ticket or, put more on the market that doesn't need to be on the market. We want the event organizer getting the revenue. So that, I think the will call feature is huge for guest lists.
And then you click save, and the system automatically generates those tickets in the system, delivers them to the guest via email with the QR code without, and then you're all set and ready to move on to the next guest.
All right, so I've sold a bunch of tickets, and now I want to check out the reporting.
So every published event, you have access to this reports tab down here. So if you click on that, by default, the sales report will be loaded. We do have different report types. So the sales report has all of the information about every single one of your orders, a complete financial breakdown, as well as all of the information collected. The attendee report lists out every single ticket and add-on individually. So if you want to print a list of all of the attendees for the event or get a complete list of email addresses to use for marketing later on, that's usually the report that you would go to for that. And then the sales by ticket type or sales by add-on report, these are more high level. They just give you a overall count of how many tickets have you sold, how many have you issued to guests, those sorts of things. So I'll jump into the attendee report here. And like I mentioned, this lists out all of the items, tickets, and add-ons individually. So here, of course, you can see the ticket type, the QR code information. You can also see in this report which tickets have been checked in. And if they have been checked in, you can see the date, you can see the time, and you can also see the team member that checked in each ticket. So that's pretty helpful there. And then, of course, all of the information that is attached to each ticket you can see in the report. So it's essentially a spreadsheet format at the bottom of the screen. For all of these report types, you can filter the report. Of course, we've got some high-level snapshots here for your entire event that you can take a look at. And all of the reports you can export as a CSV file. You can also click the print report button, which generates the report as a viewable PDF.
I see this automated reports feature on the screen there, and I'm assuming for like agents and managers of music events or, higher level executives who want to report that's kind of on what's happening with the event, that you can kind of automate sales reports and make sure that ticket numbers and sales are being automatically sent to other people.
Yeah, this is super helpful. And keeping in line with the example you were giving, that would be the sales by ticket type report. If you want to, for example, share with an agent how well the event is selling over time, you can select any of the report types and then turn on this automation. So if I click this toggle here, you can enter in as many email addresses as you want to receive the report. And then you can select the start date and the start time, and then select the frequency. So you could send out a report automatically every day, every week, every 30 days, whichever fits the best. And finally, there's a little checkbox here. By default, the report that gets sent out, it's going to be the entire report for the whole event. But for example, if you just want to see the previous day's sales, then you can check that box and then save. And then the system will automatically schedule those reports to go out. You can set it and then forget about it. So you may want to run reports for multiple events, reports that cover multiple events in the same report. For example, if you want to look at the sales that were generated in the last week and you don't care which event those sales happened on, then the Global Reports tab would be where to go to look for that information. So I have the global sales report loaded, and you can see that it's showing multiple events that have been created in this account. And for each event, I can see, total gross sales, net sales, refunds issued. Of course, you can filter these reports based on when orders were processed or based on when the events are taking place. And then we also have the sales by ticket type report, which is the same concept, but instead of looking at high-level sales and tickets that have been issued, you can see in a little more detail for each event the different ticket types and how many sales have been processed for each ticket type, how many have been issued to guests, your ticket counts essentially. So 2 different global report options, and again, they cover all of your events in your PromoTix account. So we also have the ability in PromoTix to create discount codes, also known as promo codes. So in the checkout process, on the final step, attendees have the option to put in a discount code. So this is where you set those up in your PromoTix account. So on the discount codes tab right here, you can view all of the codes that you've already set up. Of course, if you want to delete a code or edit one and adjust the settings, you can do that. using the actions drop-down menu here. But let's go ahead and create a new code. We'll just call this holiday special. And you have a whole bunch of different options here. So pretty much any promotion or sale that you're looking to run, you can set it up in here. So I can put in, let's say, a 10% discount.
Sebastian, I can run these discounts across multiple events, right? I mean, this is a global discount feature, right? I can do one event or multiple events, or if I just want to run this holiday special 10%, and I've got more than one event selling right now, I can run that across everything with the same discount code. Is that right?
That's right. So let's say you have 10 different events on sale right now. Instead of having to create a separate code for each event, you can create a single code, just like I'm showing you here. And then by using this button down here, you can select all of the different events that you want the code to apply to. So we'll go ahead, let's just do this one right here. And then for each event, you can select which items, so which ticket types you want the code to apply to. By using this toggle on the right, you can instantly just have the code apply to all of the different ticket types. And that way, you only need to set the code up once.
So you could have the code apply to multiple events, but only specific ticket types within each event. Is that right?
That's right. So for example, on a 10% discount code, if you only want that discount to apply to the VIP tickets, for example, you can set that up in here so that the discount is only being applied exactly how you want it to. So you can limit the number of times that a customer can use a code. So for example, we can just put one in here. And that's based on the buyer's email address. So if they try to place multiple orders using that discount code, the system won't allow that. And then similarly, you can limit the total number of times the code can be used across all customers. So if you want to limit it to 50 orders, for example, you can set that up in here. And then finally, using these fields right here, you can schedule the code to automatically become active at a certain date and time. And then likewise, you can schedule it to automatically become disabled whenever you want it to.
That's a great tool for promotions.
Absolutely.